Good morning, student. This is the fifth part of the chapter What is Democracy? Why Democracy? Class 9, Subject Social Science. Student, in this section, we will begin from page number 10 of your textbook, and our heading is Arguments for Democracy. So, we are likely to explore those or we are likely to explore those arguments in this section which are supposed to support the democracy. Along with this, student, I would like to tell you that we will also use the positive side of those arguments which were earlier given in the uh, section of arguments against democracy. It means that when we criticize democracy based on certain arguments, we will try to find out its positive side so that we can justify that how better democracy is a better option, better government than the other form of the government. So let us begin. Your book has chosen an example of China. Between 1958 to 61, China had a famine like situation. It is mentioned 3 crore people died over there. So, student, I want to take you back to the fourth chapter of economics, food security in India. Recently, we have completed. So, if you remember, I discussed that during British period in 1943 in Bengal region, there was a famine in which 30 lakh people died. But ever since India has become an independent country, in spite of a large scale poverty existing in India, there was never a famine like situation and there was never so many people died altogether. And you can say that between 58 and to 61, the period when China had a famine and 3 crore people died over there, during this time India had also the situation of poverty. But even then, not a single person died. What could be the reason? Reason is that in India there existed a democratic government which was always uh, aware of the situation, that it is accountable towards the need of the people. It was also aware that if it will not do the welfare of the people, if it will not take some concrete measure to meet the situation, unwanted situation, then the government, media, everywhere there will be criticism for the government and they might end up losing election in the coming election for the making of the government. But in China, because there was a dictatorship, Chinese government did not respond the manner it could have, and that is why 3 crore people died. So you can draw the conclusion yourself that imagine if China could have also a democratic government, if China could have a powerful opposition, if China could have a free media to criticize the government policy, then the China, the government in China would have done differently. The government in China could have taken decision for the welfare of the people and made the people's life secure by taking decision. This itself gives an idea that how democracy is good, how democracy is accountable. On this line, we can draw the first conclusion, we can give the first argument written in the book on page number 11, student, that a democratic government is a better government because it is a more accountable form of the government. Yes, government is accountable, government is answerable. I can give you the latest example during this lockdown situation. Every second day or third day, we used to find that our prime minister himself come on the television, address the nation, and bring lot of stimulus package for the well-being of the common section or the poor section of the society. Why? Because we all know that for this crisis, what is right now all across existing, what is right now ex, sorry, existing all across the world, uh, government is not responsible in any part of the world. Government is not responsible, but even then you will find that democratic governments all across the world are doing their effort that they can get rid of this issue, they can get rid of the crisis related to the coronavirus. Government is our recently, day before yesterday, our prime minister has made announcement about 20 lakh crore package, stimulus package, which will be utilized to uh, to make the poor section of society out of the crisis what they are going right now. Government is doing lot of other efforts, which itself makes the point clear that in democracy only it is possible that government is going to be accountable. In dictatorship it depends. if a leader is very good, if the dictator is very good and he is wanting to be if he is interested to take care of the people's life, then he could. Otherwise, there is no compulsion on the dictator. There is no one who can force the dictator to do the things for the well-being of the common people. That's the difference of democracy. You can say it is democracy which can bring the uh, good good things for the governance as well as for the society at the last, and at the last for the people. Moving to next point, student, democratic government is also considered that in this government the quality of decision making is always good. I want to remind you that in the previous section we discussed one of the argument against democracy, that in democracy decisions are always taken with the delay. Fine. In democracy, compared to the dictatorship, it takes time to take the decision, because in dictatorship there is only one person. Whatever he decide, whatever he want to decide, that is the law of the country. But on the other side, in democracy, although decision get delayed, but because so many people gets involved in the process of thinking about the pros and cons of that particular law, then more and more head gets involved, more and more mind gets involved, and there are every chances that whatever decision are going to be taken, it may be delayed, it may be taken with little more time, but the quality of the decision will be always good. In dictatorship it is not possible, because the single person is taking decision, whatever he thought is okay, correct, has been decided, but that person might not have given a thought to the negative aspects of the particular decision what has been taken by the government in a dictatorial regime. Student, moving to the third point, that is method to deal with the differences and conflict. On the same page, page number 10, it is written that it is in the democracy that government is able to deal the differences and conflict existing in the society. Look, one thing has to be clear in our mind, that every society, people of the different opinion, people of the different interest are likely to exist. And when we talk about India, it is more likely to exist. Reason, we are a diverse country, people of different caste, different religion, different language, different cultural beliefs used to live in one country. They on any matter thinks differently, and that is why it is likely to happen that there will be a sharp difference on any matter. And if we are going to find in a dictatorial matter the solution for this sharp difference, there are possibility of brutal solution. Means the group which is powerful dictate its term on the group which is less powerful, and then it will not be possible. Then it will not be the possibility of achieving good or welfare of every person. But because of existing democracy, there is always good thing that decision that people can find out the correct solution by one means or the other means without involving in any violent or brutal manner. Democracy allows to take the difference. Your book has mentioned here that it can deal with the differences and conflict only because on the page number 11 it is mentioned that it provide peaceful solution. No permanent and winner is there in the democracy. Yes, another point in democracy, because government keep changing. So suppose if one group has chosen a one particular government, and if that government don't work, there are possibility that people will be finding that the another group, another political party has come to the power, or there are possibility that on a particular matter, if government has been successful in taking decision on the other matter, opposition may be right. So there is no permanent winner or loser. This keep on changing, and democracy can handle these situations. So I have given you so far 3 points, student, making the effect of democracy on the quality of the government as well as on the quality of the society. But now the remaining point what we shall discuss, that how democracy is a better government as far as if it is concerned, how democracy is a better government for the people. So let us discuss the another point. What is point number 4? That democracy enhance the dignity of citizen. You cannot expect a student that in dictatorship everyone is going to be respected. You have seen the cartoon little earlier on the page number 9, where dictator has been shown hiding number of skeletons in his dress, which was symbolizing that how he could have killed every single person who might have given a different opinion than what he wanted from them. So there is no dignity, there is no safety of life, there is no security for the individual. But in democracy, the best thing is that even number one, that the person is having the dignity, they can take decision, being given the political equality, they can choose the government. And even I'm taking you back to the argument in which it was said against the democracy that people take bad decision. So let us move ahead. Even if the decision taken by the people in democracy is bad, people have every chance to feel themselves responsible. Whatever government they have chosen, whether good or bad, they should feel that it is a government chosen by them. And moving to the last point, student, that in such condition, the last feature of the democracy is that in democracy, there is always a chance of correcting the mistake. You know that in democracy, after every 5-year election do take place, so people have always the luxury that if they have chosen a wrong government, if they are finding that the government what was chosen by them in a election is not doing their welfare, there are lot of corruption, lot of hypocrisy, lot of nepotism existing in the particular government, or the leader of that political parties which is ruling have become corrupt, then people have the last chance, that in the coming election they can replace the government and they can bring back the new party which may be till now in the opposition, but they can be a provided opportunity to rule. So this keeps changing in the democracy. Maybe there is instability, you can blame democracy for the instability, but this instability is good. In dictatorship, maybe there is stability, but there is no chance of changing the government if it is not doing the welfare of the people. In democracy, there exists instability, but this instability is good because it allows us to correct our own mistake, what was done by the people in the form of choosing a particular government which did not prove very good. To give you very good opinion, your student, there is a wonderful cartoon on page number 11. Please go through. I prefer to discuss all the cartoon just because I have noticed that the cartoons what are selected in this textbook are very good, which are helpful to help us draw the conclusion. There is a cartoon related to the Canada's election what took place in the 2004, the parliamentary election of 2004 in Canada. The cartoonist before the election thought that it is the Liberal Party which according to the cartoonist was not doing good, but he thought that this Liberal Party will win again. But things happen exactly opposite. This Liberal Party lost the election. Now you are being asked question that is it an argument against democracy or for democracy? Let us read what are there. There are people, six different people are shown, although images are same, but these are the different people, and through the people's down there their opinion, public opinion is mentioned. So what people are thinking, let us read it. We voters are angry and were not going to take it anymore. It means voters are not happy, and clear indication is that they are not happy with the party which is ruling right now. And the liberals clearly mention, liberals have been arrogant, means liberals are not doing good for the people and rather they are behaving like an arrogant government, or the representative of the government cannot be arrogant at any cost. Then third, they have broken our trust in government. Now it is clearly mentioning that the party which is in government, that is Liberal Party, have broken the trust of the people, because after having elected into the government, they have not done the kind of thing they were supposed to. Fourth, they stole our money. It means it is giving giving a hint that there was corruption also involved in this government of the Liberal Party. So on June 28, this is the date when election will take place, we are going to do what candidate do best. At that time, cartoonists thought that the Liberal Party, in spite of having all these wrong things, in spite of that public is not happy, they are going to get elected. That's why in the last section, cartoonists have mentioned that we are going to vote them back in. Means in spite of all these things that the people are not happy with the working of the government, this party will come back into the power. That was thought by the cartoonists. But exactly what happened in reality? The this cartoon, as I already made it clear, it was published before the election. So after the election, when actual situation came, the Liberal Party lost. So this cartoon is very much in favor of the democracy. Reason, because it is justifying what the last point we have discussed, that there is always a room in democracy to correct our mistake. In dictatorship, you cannot correct your own mistake. So you can say that cartoon, this particular cartoon is in favor of democracy. Check your progress is the section. You read it yourself and do it. Do it yourself. If any problem is there, discuss with your teacher during your online classes. Now student, we will be moving to the next heading in the last section of this chapter, that is broader meaning of democracy. Thank you student.